G'day, welcome to another video. This is the 2020 Skoda Fabia, which is a subcompact 5-door hatchback being around since 1999. 2020 model year is 3rd generation with a price around $24,990 when new, which had a minor facelift at the front grille and added daytime running light as standard compared to the previous model. One interesting thing to point out is that the hood release still remains on the left-hand side, which is different from most of the cars out there. Under the hood, we have a 1-liter 3-cylinder turbocharged engine paired with a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission with Tiptronic capabilities, meaning if you wish to, you can pop the gear shift to the left, push up or down to select the gear manually. The engine produces 81 kilowatts of power and 200 Newton meters of torque. In Europe, it also offers a 70 kilowatts version paired with a 5-speed manual transmission, which we don't get over here. The fuel door can be opened by a simple push. This green plastic piece came with the car is Skoda's so-called Simply Clever feature, which is essentially an eye scraper and it doubles as a magnifier. The fuel tank is quite generous in the small car segment, which is 45 liters and it requires premium fuel. It would cost you around $120 to fill the car up in today's fuel prices. Now let's take a look inside of the car. Alright, stepping inside to the car. Here's the key, which is a typical Volkswagen and Skoda key. Got a lock button, unlock button, and this button is for trunk release by holding for 2 seconds. With a Skoda logo at the back. Flip key, meaning if you want to start the car, you just need to insert it over here, put a foot on the brake, and it starts right up. This is a typical Skoda's 3-spoke leather-wrapped steering wheel with voice control on the left and track selections. On the right, you have the options of select the driver assistance options and a toggle to scroll up and down to display all sorts of different information in the center screen. We got indicators on the left with cruise control functions, and on the right is the wiper controls. In the center of the screen is a traditional analog gauge cluster with rev counter on the left and temperature gauge. Speedometer is on the right with fuel gauge and a decent sized LCD screen in the middle. Up on the windshield, we have another Skoda so-called Simply Clever feature, which is a parking ticket clip holders right there. Near the dashboard, we have a button to close the engine stop-start functions, with lighting controls underneath to select automatic on and off, and fog lamp front and rear. We also got a toggle to adjust the headlight level at the front. Moving up to the door panel, we have a toggle to adjust the wing mirrors. The mirror can also be defrosted by switching it to the heating section. Moving down is the window controls, with all windows automatically up and down. And there's also another buttons to control whether the rear seat passengers can open the windows or not. Up above, we have a storage area for your sunglasses and a simple lighting controls. You can also select whether the light can stay on while it opens the door or not. A auto dimming rear view mirror and a 6.5 center screen in the middle. Underneath the infotainment screen, we have a button for hazard lights, a door locks, and a button to select the window defroster. We have a rather simple climate control unit down there, which is all manually adjusted. They work relatively fine and I have no troubles finding a correct temperatures while I was driving this car. Underneath the air conditioning units is the small storage area with a USB-A port and a 12-volt socket. cup holders can only hold 2 small coffees. Another flat storage area behind the gear shift with this manual handbrake. Center console storage area, which is height adjustable, or you can toggle away if you wish to. The gear shift is smooth and easy to use, with the ability to shift to sports modes for a better performance driving. By shifting the gear to reverse, it will display the rear view camera and reverse sensor as standard. When opening the glove box, it is dampened and has lighting inside. It is not a square shape, but you can see how deep it goes all the way inside, which is quite impressive for a small car like this. Now let's move to the back seat to see how this small hatchback has to offer for the rear passengers. While stepping into the back seat, there's not a lot of amenities at the back. You have 2 map pockets behind the seats. Behind the center armrest, there's no air vents at the back, and neither does it have USB ports, but it can be options. Underneath, there is a tiny cubby hole for storage. Moving up, you have a grab handles for the passengers. It's not dampened, by the way. And the lighting controls for the passengers at the back on both sides. Other amenities for the rear passengers will be window switch on the door handle and a decent sized door bin. The ISOFIX child seat anchors in this car are very accessible, and you get 3 headrests for the rear passengers, but you don't get center armrest in this particular car. Let's finish off by looking at the boot space. The boot space is about 330 liters, which is impressive for a small size car like this. On the right, there is a very sturdy shopping hook to hang your groceries, and a strap to hold your fire extinguisher or other accessories. It also provides 2 tie-down points for you to secure your luggage. Moving to the left, there is a light so you can see. It also has another shopping hook and 2 more storage area, which I believe this panel is removable. Never mind. By lifting the cover, it will reveal a 15-inch space-saver spare wheel underneath, with tools provided for you to replace the tire should you need it. This concludes the video tour of the 2020 Skoda Fabia. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.